big night up here on the Gold Coast for the boys. Obviously coming up to play away from Melbourne was the first challenge for us to just be focused on the way we want to play and understand that Gold Coast would try to play a fairly defensive game and strangle our ability to score, which they managed to do for a period of the games, but we stayed pretty strong to the way we wanted to play and forced the opportunities to keep coming. And as much as we would have liked to have been a bit more accurate with our opportunities, we got the score on the board and eventually all their opportunities dried up as they got a bit more defensive. So really pleased with the effort of the boys. Begley first game, his form over the course of the whole season gave us great confidence that he would be able to come in and play his role really strongly for us. And really unfortunate that we get what looks like a serious injury to Josh Green, who's been a really strong part again of our season so far, and he'll support the boys through the next few weeks. So that's great where we've got so many guys playing strong footy in the VFL to be able to come and bolster us for the really important games ahead. So overall, really pleased with the result. We came up here to get the 4 points and set ourselves up for a really big challenge next week.
From a forward point of view tonight, obviously disappointing with actually in front of goal. We generated a lot of inside 50s, we generated a lot of scores, but were unable to finish in front of goal. So something we need to work on leading into the Fremantle game. I thought Begley in his first game gave us an impact, especially early. His decisions with the ball, his finishing in front of goal was exceptional for a first gamer. Hooksy and Joey are pretty well held tonight. So May and their tall defenders really got back and helped each other out, and we probably allowed them third men into marking contests too many times. We've sort of been, one of our strengths this year has been giving our guys isolation and one-on-one in marking contests. But overall, it was good to grind it out in the second half. Our forward 50 pressure was excellent. We had 20 inside 50 tackles for the game, which helps us generate entries inside 50. We're just probably got to be a bit better at finishing off our work.
From a midfield point of view, I thought T-Bell set the scene early. Obviously, they were undermanned in their ruck division. He had 5 clearances and really gave the mids the first look at the ball, which was really good. Dyson Heppel certainly fed off that. He had 6 clearances. David Zaharakis, I thought, was one of the better mids throughout the 4 quarters of the game. 14 inside 50s, so that was fantastic. I think 14 of the 71 coming from a midfielder. His work rate was fantastic. His ball security was good and generally used the ball pretty well. We threw up Andrew McGrath up onto the wing and he had 20-odd touches, so that was fairly good for a young fella. We certainly, he set the scene down back for most of the season, but to throw him up on the wing, he certainly performed really well for us, gave us some drive, gave us some speed around the contest and generally used the ball pretty well. From a opposition point of view, Birdie, I thought, did a reasonable job of blunting Hall when he was on him. Obviously, it was a bit of a mismatch for pace, but overall, I thought Birdie certainly pushed him into the stoppages and didn't allow him to get out and break free like he can do. So that was pleasing for him. Again, it was just our missed opportunities. I think from scores from stoppages, we kicked 3-8, so 11 shots to their 2-2, so 11 shots to 4. Probably was the story of the night. We just didn't take our opportunities, but overall to come away with a positive result from clearances and shots on goal was a pretty good result.
Defensively, we sort of had the game on our terms throughout the course of the game. I think the opposition only had 31 inside 50s. We controlled the ball, particularly forward of centre. As a total group, we had 37 forward half turnovers, which has contributed to team defence, which also helps the situation. There's a couple of times where they did get us in transition that we'll need to address. I think they finished up taking 11 marks inside their forward 50 as well too. So no, wasn't a heavy workload from a back 50 point of view, but we certainly controlled the game in our mid-arc region, and that's what we've been trying to do for the last couple of weeks. Hence, moving forward, Hurley didn't play tonight, so hopefully he's back next week. I thought Brendan Goddard played really well in our defensive group and give us a lot of rebound, a lot of direction. I thought Harley had a good game coming back into the team. Ambrose and Bagley and the like were competitive. held their own more often than not. So pleasing night, but we need to tidy up a few areas moving into the Fremantle game next week. So plenty to look forward to.